Are you confused about the different game modes in Hell Let Loose? Not really sure what you should be doing in Warfare versus Offensive mode? Well, don't worry, soldier, I'm about to clear it all up for you. Let's start by taking a look at Warfare mode, which is the more popular of the two. Warfare is a tug-of-war style game in which two teams fight for control of the 5 sectors that make up the map. Each sector is made up of 2 rows, or 2 columns, depending on the map's orientation. The goal is to either capture all 5 sectors, or to control the majority of the sectors when the 90-minute time limit expires. In order to capture a sector, your team must gain control of what is called the strong point, which is the striped black circle you see within the sector. As long as you're within the 4 squares surrounding that black circle, you will contribute to capturing that strong point. If you're inside the black circle itself, you will contribute 3 times the capture strength. So for example, if there are 3 Americans inside the black circle and 5 Germans outside the black circle, but within the 4 grid squares surrounding the black circle, the Americans will begin to capture the sector, as they have a cap weight of 9, while the Germans have a cap weight of 5. Defending a strong point works in the exact same way. Each team starts with control of 2 of the 5 sectors, with the middle sector starting off as a neutral territory. This is the sector the 2 teams will fight over at the start of the game. Once a team captures the neutral sector, they then gain control of it. From this point on, there's no more neutral territory, and each team will have to balance between defending their own sectors and capturing the enemy sectors. And unfortunately, this is where so many teams fail. They neglect to assign a couple of squads to defense and all go on the attack, leaving their sector wide open to be captured by the enemy with little to no resistance. So before you head off to capture the next point, take a look at the map and see if anybody is sticking around to play defense. If they're not, you should either stay back and defend with your squad, or ask other squads if they're willing to defend. Now, you can only capture the enemy-controlled sector that is directly adjacent to your own friendly sector. The other enemy sectors will be locked until you capture the sector adjacent to them, at which point they will become the new active sector. It's very important that you understand that the capture rate in Hell Let Loose is always constant. It takes 2 minutes to capture a sector, and having more bodies on the strong point does not make you capture it faster. If the enemy team starts to capture your sector 10 seconds before you start to capture theirs, they will capture your point first unless they're taken out. If the enemy captures your sector, the sector you're trying to capture will become locked, since you can only capture the enemy-controlled sector that is directly adjacent to your own friendly sector, which you just lost. This is referred to as the cap race and is something you'll always want to pay attention to. You can keep an eye on this by referencing your HUD, which shows a capture progress bar for both the active friendly sector and the active enemy sector. If the red enemy sector bar on the right side begins to fill with blue, that means you're capturing the enemy sector. If the blue friendly sector on the left begins to fill with red, that means you're losing your friendly sector. And if the bars start filling with a lighter red or a lighter blue, that means that you and the enemy have an equal capture weight, and this stalemate is called contesting. In this case, neither team is actively capturing. In Warfare, both teams start the game with equal amounts of manpower, munitions, and fuel resources, as well as equal commander abilities. The only inherent advantage one team might have over the other comes from the locations of the randomly selected strongpoints, which can sometimes include terrain features that favor one team over the other. But overall, Warfare mode has a symmetrical design in order to promote the push and pull style gameplay. Now let's take a look at the offensive game mode. In offensive mode, one team attacks while the other team defends. The defenders start off with control of all of the sectors, and the attacking team has 30 minutes to capture each one. If the attacking team successfully captures the first enemy sector, another 30 minutes is added to the clock, and the defenders must fall back to defend the next sector. If the attacking team captures all of the sectors, they win the game, and if the defending team can defend any of the sectors for 30 minutes, the defending team wins the game. There is, however, a scenario in which the game goes into overtime. If the attacking team is capturing the point when the 30-minute timer runs out and they still have manpower resources, the game actually goes into an overtime mode until the attacking team either runs out of manpower resources, captures the point, or is pushed out of the strong point, whichever comes first. So engineers, make sure you build those nodes, as they might end up enabling your team to mount an epic comeback. Check out my Ultimate Engineer guide for more info on that. Just like in Warfare mode, sectors are captured by controlling strong points, which are the black circles you see inside of each sector. However, there are some key differences to how capturing capturing works in offensive mode compared to warfare mode. Unlike warfare mode, the attacking team has to actually be inside the black circle in order to start capturing. Capturing only takes 1 minute in offensive mode instead of 2 minutes in warfare, and once the sector is lost, it cannot be recaptured by the defending team. Unlike warfare mode, offensive mode features a more asymmetrical design. The attacking team starts with twice the manpower, fuel, and munitions as the defending team. However, the defending team is the only team allowed to use artillery in this game mode. The defending team starts the game with 3 HQ spawns as well as several forward garrisons throughout the map, giving them quick access to defend any strong point. By the way, these pre-existing garrisons work a bit differently than regular player-built garrisons in that they cannot be destroyed by tanks, artillery, or bombing runs. They need to either be manually disabled or blown up with a satchel charge. They also have a 10-second spawn timer instead of the usual 40-second spawn timer on a player-built garrison. The attacking team, on the other hand, only have a single HQ spawn initially, though once they capture the first sector, they are given 2 more HQ spawns to work from. In addition, the attacking team is only allowed to see the currently active strongpoints on the map. The locations of the strongpoints in the locked sectors are not revealed until the attackers successfully capture the adjacent sectors. The defending team, however, can see all of the strongpoints on the map at all times. Alright soldier, now that you have a better grasp of how these game modes work, you're ready to go to war. I've got video guides for several of the different roles in the game, so make sure you check those out next for tips on how to master your favorite role. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up so more people see it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. And if you want to get access to some cool perks while helping to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member by clicking on the join button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon with the Ultimate Medic Guide.